Hey guys, Dennis here, Muddy Water Search and Recovery, and I wanted to do a video just to kind of chat with you for a little bit on a couple things. We still have some people occasionally telling us, you guys don't do this like the other teams that are out there. You guys are doing this different. The other teams are on the ground more, etc. So I wanted to go ahead and do another video on this topic and kind of explain how we're doing this and why we're doing it the way that we do. When it's been almost 8 months ago when we got started doing this, and when I first started, obviously I'm nervous, I'm scared, I don't want to mess this up. I want to do this right because I want to help as many families that we can. So I had to figure out the way that I felt would be best for the families and honestly for us. And with that, I'll go over kind of how we're kind of structured, so to speak. I wanted us to be able to, if a case come in, us be able to dig in through that case using open source investigation, which is just a fancy word of saying public information. Anything we can find online, any information somebody wanted to share with us, etc. Obviously, we're not law enforcement, we're not private investigators, we are a search and recovery team. So, with that, coming into this, we knew this was going to be a very expensive journey, and it's more expensive than I expected, but there's no back down, there's no give up, it's push forward. Sometimes in life you do something and you get that peace with it, that you're supposed to do that. And from day one, there's been that inner peace with this. I know I'm supposed to be doing this to help families. And there's no doubt about that. So I got to looking at this. How can we do this that's going to not add a burden to the families? And it's like, you know what? When the case comes in, we will dig through the case, find all the information that we can on the case, including going through social media, news outlets, etc., and finding other theories on that case, and use that to kind of build a picture of what may have happened, and not just one scenario, but several scenarios, and use that to target locations that we feel need to be searched. In doing this, I feel that we're not asking the families to constantly give us a constant update of information. If you're missing a loved one like that, when you speak about it, that's salt in an open wound. It reopens that pain. You're having to go back in through it. And we're not wanting to be a burden on the families we're trying to help. We simply want to help them find answers. So decided to set it up. So we're digging through the cases. There are times we do speak with family members, but for the most part, we dig through the cases. Then we put I call it our case layout. That's where we'll have, I'm going to use Randy Leach here as an example. Randy Leach case layout. What that video is I do this to, number one, get this case out to you guys. But number two, it's to give you the immediate details of that case. And many of you dig into these cases as well, so you're able to go through that, find information on that, and then you guys are very good about getting us this information that's going to help us get out on the ground and do these searches. So that's where our case layout comes out with you guys. And we go back to the team effort. You guys have been so helpful on many of these cases, and that's was the whole goal in setting it up that way. And finding the locations, we felt was vital that we approach it to where we're looking for the locations ourselves instead of asking the families, could you go find these locations and let us know where these locations are? Get us permission to search these. That's just added burden to the families, and we don't want to do that. So that's why we completely find everything we can on these cases. And many of these we're still finding information on. I've got 3 cases. Sorry, I had to pause to grab these, but I've got 3 cases we're going to be doing some updates on today or tomorrow. That's the Joshua Bohannon case, the Angela Green case, and the Lashea Stein case. But we wanted to do this, find the locations ourselves, be able to go out and search those locations, because if you call a family member and say, hey, we think so-and-so may be in this location, we're going out there on this date, this time, going to search that, obviously they're going to have a lot of hope that you're going to find answers in that location. You go out there and you don't find anything there, we can try to explain to them, it's not a lost cause because this area is cleared. We can mark it off completely. We know they're not there. While yes, we found answers, but those answers mainly only benefit us. The family is going to be hurting because they had hopes that their loved one would be found where you were searching and they wasn't found. So that's another reason why we're set up to do it like this. Is there times family members will be with us on a search? Absolutely. Is there times family members will let us know, hey, we feel this needs searched? Absolutely. And every area, and many of you, let me go back to that, many of you will send us search locations on these cases. And I'm going to go back to the Randy Leach case here. Recently, I've had 2 people contact me. They had sent me information on some locations a while back. And being are the updates that we have put out on the case, they had asked if we were going to be searching the locations they sent. And the answer is yes, absolutely. Any location sent in to us, we put on a list with our file. Each one of our cases is in a file folder. And let me grab, I apologize again, I wanted to grab the Randy Leach case real quick. And Randy's is in a folder like this, but it's got multiple folders inside of it. But any location that is sent in to us or locations that we find, they all go on a list in the file. And these, the highlighted ones, have already been searched. But we keep record of every location sent in to us from you, from the families, and just locations that we find. And we then use that to look at the information we've gathered on that case to determine which of these locations needs to be focused on and which can be kind of pushed back as, well, these are all clear, let's go search that area. So any area you send us, at some point it will get searched. And obviously Randy Leach is the first case that we did start working on. But we've got, like I go through his, we've got locations, we've got different files that we found and on the internet and stuff. I've got, let's see, there's information that's come in from sources, and while I don't feel it's directly related to the Randy Leach case, but I got Everett Bishop's file in here as well. And those who may not know much on this case, I invite you, please go back and look at all of our videos that has Randy Leach in the title. And we will probably do another update on his and just a recap of everything in the coming days. But we keep everything filed like that. In every search area that comes in, we're going to get out there and we're going to search that area. And it may not be immediate, because we're going to take that and put it with the information we have and determine where, for lack of a better word, where it ranks on our searches to make the most of the time and expense. Again, because we are a volunteer team. In the last almost 8 months, I've had 2 donations come in that was very, very generous, and that is helping us to get our submersible drone. And other than that, 100% of the cost of this has come out of pocket. So even though like Linwood, Kansas is maybe a 45 minute drive from here, that's just to get there. When you're driving around doing your searches and stuff, that quickly adds up. So we have to maximize the use of time by knowing exactly where we're going, what we're doing. Otherwise, we're going to run circles. We're going to run out of finances and not be able to do anything. So we're having to look at all of this. And again, somebody else come back yesterday, I believe, or day before, and well, why are they on the ground all the time and you're not? Well, we don't have 1 million YouTube subscribers. We don't even have several thousand. I'm at 972 subscribers. We cannot even monetize until we hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. And let me pull this up real quick and I can tell you exactly where we're at. We are at 972 subscribers, and the watch hours, we are at 2,835.2. We've got to get that up to 4,000, and then the subscribers up to 1,000. And so that's why we ask you guys, please, share our videos, help us get them out there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you don't like a video, after 24 or 48 hours, YouTube will automatically eliminate that subscription. And just coming on and watching these videos, it's making a huge impact in what we're going to be able to do. And we want to thank you very much for that. And so going back to what I was talking about a minute ago, that's the reason you don't constantly see us on the ground. And to be honest with you, that is why some of these teams, they will go several months without going out, and then they will go out and work several cases, is because they're allowing their donations and their monetization to add up to be able to fund that. And because none of this is cheap. And so eventually we may get there. I hope we do. But for now, this is how we're set up to do this. And now I want to take a minute and say thank you to all of you. Number one, just for being here, for watching our videos, subscribing. I can speak for the two ladies on this, I believe. You guys are not only so helpful with the information you send back to us, but just the words of encouragement. You guys help motivate us and push us to want to get out there to do more. So a lot of what we're doing here, it is because of you guys. Some of you have been on here with us since the very beginning, almost 8 months ago. And just you're constantly messaging, you're constantly commenting and giving feedback. Some of you even message and just, hey guys, how was your day? How you doing? Or Catfish Bob, I got to bring you up here. Catfish Bob has been sending me pictures of catfish he's catching. And he's really making me want to get back out on the water and go fishing. But that interaction, which is why we have started to do live feeds now, to where we don't focus on an individual case coming into it. We just come on to chat with you guys, answer any questions you may have. And if it's related to a case, we'll grab the file and run through it with you. But that interaction with you guys, I feel that is helping me connect with you. And I'm hoping vice versa, that you feel you're getting to connect with us, because this is a team effort. If it was just us trying to find all these locations and stuff, we wouldn't get to do hardly any searches, because that is so time consuming. But when we have you guys sending us these locations, that it makes it easier for us, and it brings about the whole teamwork. And that is one of the things I tell to any of the family members of missing loved ones that I talk to, is it's not just us, that we've got all of you that you like to dig into these cases, and you're sending us information on these cases too. So while we're out there as Muddy Water Search and Recovery, you guys are there with us too. You may not be there in person, but you're there with us. And you're one of the reasons we're able to get there. And going back to how I mentioned that when it comes to locations you send us in, that we put that on a list in a file with that particular case file. Any thought, any theory, any idea, we also note that down, and that goes in the file as well. We don't initially discredit any information that comes in. We will use that cross-reference with every other piece of information that we have, see where it fits, if it fits, how it fits, and then what locations go along with that bit of information and how it ties in to help us better understand where we need to be to search. So every bit of information that is sent in, we do make note of, we do write it down. It is in that particular case file. And ultimately, it does help us find the locations we're going to be searching. In fact, I've mentioned we've got some searches coming up on the Randy Leach case. And one of these areas, and I got to be kind of careful here, but one of these areas come around to some stuff that somebody shared. An area that is of interest to us, that our hands are tied on, that come in from an anonymous source. And the other location that we have, basically it come in from Betty and Larry in Alberta on this case. And personally, I feel the three locations may be connected, but there's no proof of that right now. That's why we will be going soon to get these areas searched, the areas that we can access to search. And it was because of information coming in from you guys that I think ultimately digging into this would have eventually led us to two of these locations. but it may have taken a very, very long time for us to get there. And because people are sharing their thoughts and opinions on it and their theories and getting that out there, that helped get us to these areas a lot quicker. I'm really looking forward to getting out there on those searches. I got a feeling on one particular location. I just have a feeling on. So I'm looking forward to getting out there, hoping we could find answers for Alberta leech. But we wouldn't even have that location listed right now, most likely, if it wasn't for you guys sharing your thoughts and your theories on these cases. And we thank you for that very much. I know the ladies are very grateful for you. When we get done with those live feeds or we're just chatting with you guys, we will literally sit there for a while and just talk amongst ourselves, how incredible it is with some of you guys. You're like following every one of our videos, you're watching them, you're commenting on them, and we're like a complete team here, and we're so grateful to you for being here with us. So with that, if you have any more questions on why we're doing this like we are, please reach out to me. I would be more than happy to answer any questions you have. When I put our contact details down here in the description, that is my personal email and that is my personal cell phone number. Reach out to me anytime. Call me, text me, email me, comment on this video. There's multiple ways you can get a hold of me. Or once a week, we're going to try to do the live feed where we just chat back and forth. Jump on there, ask your question. We can address it right then. But in any way, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And please, again, if you haven't subscribe to the channel, like a video, turn the notifications on. Please help share the videos. Let's get these out there, and let's build the numbers on this channel up so we can monetize to bring in additional funds to do even more searches out on the ground and on the water. And yes, I have had more people ask about donating. We do have a GoFundMe account. I do put the link in the descriptions. It's normally the very bottom thing on there, and I will put that in the link on this video as well. But yeah, if you would like to donate, please send a donation on there, and we would be so grateful for that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. We'll get these 3 updates put on. These will be uploaded sometime later today, most likely. So till next time, you guys stay safe, and thank you for being here.